Good morning, boys and girls. All right, we are back, and today we're going to be adding color to our little drawing that we did yesterday. So, today is National Crayon Day, so we're going to be using our wax crayons. Hopefully some of us, most of us, have some of these lying around at home. And what I suggest you do is that you gather your crayons and think about the colors that you're going to use and set them beside you. This helps a lot with your time management and just not getting frustrated when you can't find something because you already have it kind of prepared, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, before we get started, I just want to remind you, today we're going to be reading the story Harold and the Purple Crayon, written by Crockett Johnson. We have been given permission by the publisher to go ahead and share this story on YouTube, so that is exciting. I'm adding a link to the video title that you guys can click on and read Harold and the Purple Crayon. You know what's amazing about Harold? With one crayon, he was able to create a whole entire world for himself. Just one crayon. He was very creative. Now, we get to use lots of color today. You guys can go at it as much as you want to. I'm just going to do whatever my heart desires. So I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to work my way from the back to the front. And I'm going to start with the sky. And I'm going to do a blue sky. Now, we've talked about coloring side to side when we color the sky horizontally because it helps to shape the sky. All right? Instead of coloring up and down, because the sky doesn't go up and down so much as it goes side to side when you're coloring it. So try to remember that. That really helps make your sky look a little bit more realistic. So if you notice as I'm coloring, I'm leaving little bitty spaces that are blank, that are white. Those are my clouds. And I'm gonna make it slightly darker at the top than it is at the bottom. Slightly darker at the top than it is at the bottom. I like to think of things in the sky as being darker at the top, and then as they come down to meet the ground, they get lighter. That gives you the illusion of distance. So, makes things look a little bit further away and a little bit closer to you, just by using color. Little streaks, there we go. There, very simple, very straightforward. I have my sky. I'm now going to move on to my sun, and I'm gonna do a combination of two colors. I'm gonna do an orange for the back of the sky, of the sun. Then I'm gonna come right on top of that orange, and I'm gonna add a little red to give me some depth. Because the sun is never really one color, is it? So it's kind of a bunch of colors put together like reds and yellows, and what do we call those? Right, warm colors. There we go. Makes my sun pop. Right, now I'm going to move to the roof of my house, and I want that roof of my house to be sort of like a grayish, bluish color. You know what? Why don't we go with a light brown? So I'll start by adding a dark brown, very lightly. And the reason why I'm gonna make my roof a light brown is because I'm gonna need to color my tree. And I don't really want it to be black, so I'm gonna make it a dark brown. So in order to have a contrast between the roof and the tree, I'm gonna make the roof a little bit lighter. And then get the side over here. Now, I'm gonna pick my light orange over here, and I'm gonna come back, and on top of it, I'm going to color the roof. This lightens up the brown. So you see what I'm doing here is blending two colors together, which gives me value. Okay? I can mix two colors together. I can also make it slightly darker over here on this side, on the side of the house. I'm gonna go ahead and make it slightly darker because the sun's not hitting that part of the house quite as much. There. It gives me some detail, some depth. I'm gonna go ahead and outline this roof a little bit with my brown and kind of go over the lines very slightly, just like that. I'm not spending a whole lot of time on it, just slightly. There we go. Now I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna color my tree. I'm gonna press really hard so I get a nice, deep, dark brown. Because remember, my tree is not alive anymore. This is a tree that has long since died, but still remains to add beauty, because life is a cycle. So we remember that everything that is born eventually dies, but hey, it doesn't quite end. It just continues to give its energy to everything else. Life is a cycle. Hey, like in The Lion King, you know, when Mufasa is teaching Simba about life, and he talks about life being a cycle, it's kind of like that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pick up a little bit of blue, a little bit of dark blue, and I'm gonna add a little bit of dark blue to this tree to just kind of darken it up a little bit more. Even dead trees have some value, right? Let's kind of darken it up a little bit more because the sun is behind the tree. So here we go. We're gonna make the center of the tree darker, and we're gonna leave the edges of the tree a little bit lighter. Might even come back with another lighter color, and I might add some lighter edges. Let me see, how about a red? Here we go. Add a little red to the edge right here to make the tree reflect that the light is shining behind it, creating what is known as a silhouette. There, have fun with your crayons. Don't be too overly concerned about keeping within lines and stuff like that. That's not what this is about. This is about simply enjoying playing with a color. All right, let's go down to the house. And you know what? To honor Harold and his purple crayon, why don't we color a house purple? Let's have a purple house, shall we? Let's do that. Purple house, house, house. All right, and then just to differentiate the floor from the walls, we're gonna color that a slightly different color. Why don't we go with the red? Oh, that's a little too orange and doesn't give us enough contrast with the tree. So let's switch that up a little bit. There we go. And maybe even the whole entire back over here. Let's just go ahead and make that red. We're not gonna be too fussy. There we go. All right, and then this is the shade that's blocking the sun over here. Let's see, how about a lime green? There, okay. Now, we can even color our chair that's sitting on the porch over here. Let's color the chair, okay. Add a few accents. Deepen those lines on the edges so it doesn't look like it's disappearing. Excellent. Now we're gonna do the grass. I'm gonna start off with a dark green. How are we doing up here? Dark green. Nice and dark. And then I'm gonna add a light green on top because the sun is shining, just to add some value. Voila. Oh, I missed a spot. Here we go. Fix that sky. Excellent. And there we have our house. Now there's many ways to do this. You can do a house with a path, right? Here's another one that I did. I love my rainbow path leading up to my door. And you know, paths remind us that we're still open. We're still inviting people into our world. Even though we're all quarantined somewhere, there's still a path to our hearts, to our homes. And even though we're meeting each other virtually, we're still connected. All right. I want you guys to go and create and share with me. I look forward to seeing your creations. Happy arting!